Okay, at this point I have put on a base coat here that I can now start to manipulate. So I looked for just kind of basic areas of light and dark, and then I was blending them out, but I still have a lot of work left to do with it. So don't think of your skin as being, I'm just gonna put a gray layer on it, I'm gonna be done. Because there are a lot of details in the skin that we need to capture. There's a lot of shadows, there's highlights and things like that. So this would be a basic start. Now your kneaded eraser, you can soften up by working with it in your hands. You can use the whole piece as one. You could rip off. I like to just use a small piece at a time. So I like to rip off, that way I can shape it. Okay, so you can shape it into a point. You can make it into a flat pancake that you can use to lift up. Okay, so I'm gonna start here on his cheek, and I can use that, and I can just gently kind of work with it. I'm applying just a moderate amount of pressure, nothing too crazy, because I'm not trying to lift it all away. Okay, but what the kneaded eraser is that it'll lift up a little bit at a time. If you wanted to really clear off an area, just pull out your regular eraser. The one that's on the end of a pencil will work just fine. Okay, so I can come up here, and I'm looking for this lightness that's in his cheek. It's following this line up. And then that's coming under here. Okay, so there's some lightness up in here that's gonna be hard to get with kind of the squishy surface. So up around the eye, then I'll go in with the eraser of my pencil, and I can lift away some of those details. But I'm not too concerned about the eye just yet. I'm gonna work on the skin a little bit. I'm gonna lift that away. Now I can go back in and add some more definition, either using my Vine charcoal or my compressed charcoal, or a combination of both. So I'm looking up here around the eyelid where that's coming down. I get out a little bit more of a shadow. Now on the face, the sockets of the eyes, so to the left and to the right of the nose, you're gonna have a bone that goes up. And the area on the eyelids, especially in the inner eye, is generally much darker. Okay, there are some exceptions depending on your lighting and things like that. But the darkness that you'll get in that area will help build up your nose, okay? Because the nose sticks up, this drops down. So then I can take my blending stump, and I'm now, instead of using the long edge, I can flip it to the tip, and I can get in there with the point of my blending stump to just get a little bit more definition. Now, when you're on this step, this is the step where everybody kind of starts to worry that the skin looks too dark and too dirty. But just remember that this is the only thing you have left. You only have this completed yet. You have a lot left to do. Okay, a lot left that's going to have rich black tones and a lot of darker tones in it. So before we have that contrast, this feels a little bit darker than it should be. Okay, so I can go in areas and I can darken up where I need to be, and I can also go in and I can add that lightness where it needs to be. Now I'm hopping around a lot just to kind of show you a little bit in a couple of the areas, but when you're working, I want you to pick an area and to focus on that to start. But again, you're using the tools in combination with each other to create that definition. Okay, so if I wanted to start going in with my pencil, I could go in and I can already see the contrast that that's creating in that area. Okay. And until you kind of get the feel for it, go a lot lighter. Don't press super hard like you would with a regular pencil. Okay, go easy in there with it. And then just keep practicing and working through as you go.